All right, so last couple of weeks we've played well.
Oh, new segment.
Oh.
I'm going to call this segment Audible. So basically, I'm going to throw something random at you guys. It could be like a top 5 tier list. This week, I'm going to give you top 5 foods to eat while watching football. I'm going to tell you 5 of them in no particular order. And without knowing what the next one is, you got to put it 1 through 5.
Did you guys know about this?
No.
All right, Luke's just flying off the seam of his belt. All right.
First one, you have no context. Nachos.
Put it at 5. I don't think it's a
4 or
top
5.
I'm the pickiest eater
I don't think
ever,
it's a
so
top
I
one, but
feel
I
like
think it's
I
on
should
the
have
list.
less of a say than you guys.
I think it'll be 5 or 4, but I'll go with 5.
I would say it's at 5 at home, at 4 at the stadium.
Well, what if you're
yeah,
at the
stadium, that's
if
what
you're
I
at the
was thinking.
stadium,
I was
it's
talking
3 or
to you.
4. If you're at home, I'm never eating nachos. It's 5. Like,
What if Luke
Wendy's,
comes up with
that's what
some
I'm saying.
raunchy thing? Like we have
gonna
no
give us
idea what
no-
he's
he's
going to
gonna
do.
give
I
us
feel like stadium
respectable.
food, nachos are always there, and everyone goes for
All
nachos.
right, so
Nacho,
final
and
answer
they're
5.
easy to
as long as
eat.
it's a spicy cheese, then we're good.
I'll go 4 to protect myself from
All right,
something I really don't
I
like.
like
I think
4.
4 is
I want
fair.
that like.
Because what if they do? What if he
4.
does like corn dogs or something like that? Like I think.
Whoa.
I like corn dogs. I would eat a corn. All right,
basic
corn dogs are
thing.
all right, Luke 4. Luke 4.
Next one, pizza.
1 has to be 1.
2.
It has to be 1.
Wings are going to be in
Wings
there,
are
right?
gonna be wings over pizza.
Easily.
I'm going 1. I'm going 1.
Pizza's 1 for me, dude. Pizza is the best food on the planet.
All right, we got to do rock, paper, scissors, shoot over this.
All right,
Budget on
me
this.
and Christian, are we doing best 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3.
Best,
Go.
yeah,
All right,
best 2 or 3.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Wings. Really good.
Hey, I'm
You got
sorry.
swept.
I don't know.
Rock, paper, instead of ball, don't lie. Rock, paper, scissors,
All right,
don't
well,
lie.
pizza's
Pizza's
at 2.
at 2. All right.
Did we decide 4 for nachos?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
4 for nachos.
Next, we got jalapeno poppers.
Oh, dude, that's going for
5.
Gotta be, if you're saying, yeah, really,
I'm
okay,
thinking like, what are we
I
going
was
to get?
gonna
Like
say
wings and
3
burgers?
too.
What are we
I
getting?
think we're
Wings
doing
and something
3.
else?
I think it's
I
3.
say
What if he gives
5.
us wings and like something else good?
I personally like jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, I'm
so
gonna go
I would
3
go
on
3,
that.
but
All right,
I
Eli,
understand
Josie,
5.
you guys
I
do
understand
rappers.
5. So
He understands
understands 5.
five.
All right,
understand it.
we're going
I get
5.
it.
We're going
I mean,
5.
how often are you having jalapeno
all
poppers?
right, Luke,
That's
so
a good
tell
late
us
night
what-
snack. It's a
Hey,
much better late night
shush,
snack.
shush.
I'm trying to
Tell us where we're at. Tell us where we're at. Tell us where we're at.
What do you mean by that? Like, what
So
How many do we have correct so far?
no, not
No, there's
correct.
not
No.
correct.
We
Where-
are
So what
correct.
numbers are available still?
okay,
1
so
and 3.
you did 5, 4, and 2?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
No. Oh yeah, pizza.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, nachos is not better than jalapeno poppers. One last thought. If we could switch those 2, I would, but go ahead.
No, we can't.
I know.
Buffalo chicken dip.
3.
Yeah, that's a good 3. I like that, and I like that.
I would have put this
Yeah.
at 5.
This is probably what my rankings would be right now.
This is that.
I would
I
have.
like.
Number 1.
I would have put it at 5.
That's a really good
It's
Super Bowl
good.
snack.
Yeah,
that's like one of the
perfect, but
top.
I think if we get
valid.
wings is 1.
Yeah. All right.
Last one is wings.
Yeah, I love that. That's what
I'm
my
not
list
mad
would be
about it.
exactly.
Except for 4 and 5. That's the only
All right.
thing I would switch.
And
I
then one
think.
last thing, an honorable mention from everybody. It could be one on the list, but like, what's your favorite? Like, go down the line.
I'm gonna try to think of something outside.
My
of
number
that.
one.
I got to think of something else.
I mean, no. If I'm like I said earlier, I'm a picky eater. I'll take a pepperoni bacon pizza.
What's the B Dubs burger, Christian?
Oh, the
cheese curd bacon
cheese turd burger. Those are good.
That's pretty good.
The cheese curd burger from Buffalo Wild Wings is like a burger on Sunday. It's like, but if you get a burger with like throw some junk on there, then I'm
That's
big.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll throw a hometown one out there for everybody. Pepperoni balls.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Pepperoni balls is a
Especially
good one.
from the Fort LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably should.
For watching football, for me, I can't.
Erie, PA.
I can't think of anything else other than a burger that's not on the list. But wings, I would say, like wings are my favorite.
All right, favorite wing flavor.
Ooh, that's tough.
Parmesan garlic.
Hawaiian luau from
On
Otis
Sunday.
12.
Yeah.
Hawaiian luau from Otis 12 is my favorite. It's like
Otis
spicy
12,
and sweet.
shout out, sponsor us, please.
That's probably my favorite wing
like-
flavor. But simple flavor is probably honey mustard.
Best wing flavors are
Ranch.
like buffalo, garlic parm, and barbecue. Those
Cranch.
are
Cranch is low key.
Garlic parm is the
Cranches.
only one that he just named that I would eat.
See, I also like Cajun. I think Cajun wings are good too.
I just want something spicy.
All right,
whether
so
it's, like,
simple
hot
flips.
honey mustard buffalo,
What was your
the burger with junk on it.
burger?
The B
I would say simple wing is Cranch. That's my favorite.
And then what about like? Is that your number one?
Like
Your
honorable
honorable
mention,
mention?
something not on
Yeah.
the list,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
or what's something not on the list you like?
a burger. That's the only thing I can think of. Some like you don't like burger.
All right, nice idea, Luke. Is that going to be like a recurring thing?
Oh yeah, I'll just jump in at any random moment for the next episodes and hit you with something random. It could be like directly game related, like favorite.
So there are going to be like sports questions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll do like most handsome QBs or something. Top 5 most handsome QB.
Retired Tom Brady.
Most beautiful NFL wives. And girlfriends for Hayden, the local Swiftie around here.
Josiah is married. The rest of us are not. But anyways. All right. We are going to shift gears now to our week 5 preview.
Omaha! It's time for Audible, baby. If you weren't here last week, this is where I throw something random at the boys, like a top 5 or a tier list. I'm going to let you guys choose this week. So you're going to choose between either top 5 team jerseys or top 5 rivalries.
Ooh, so jerseys, are we going just their basic home and away?
Whichever one. You could pick color.
I almost feel like we should do rivalries. Just
I don't know
because
how knowledgeable I am on jerseys.
I think there's a
honestly.
pretty clear number 1 in jerseys, though, if we're going old teams, too. Like Houston,
Okay. I think that's your.
That's an easy number
Baby
1.
blue is so pretty.
Yeah.
All right. I say rivalries. I say
I'm good with
rivalries.
rivalries. Yeah.
All right. So do you guys want to work our way bottom to top? Start with top 5?
This might be tough to do like 5 to 1.
Yeah.
All right. So
That'll
you
be
want
easier
to.
go
All right.
one.
Best
Come
rivalry.
on, it's gotta be all the AFC
Are we talking
North.
about
Come on.
currently best rivalry?
Yeah. But also history plays into it.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, in my head
Ooh,
right
that's
now,
just
just
gonna be
thinking,
tough a little bit.
I feel like you either have to go NFC East with almost any of them other than Washington, or you go AFC North and you go Steelers Ravens.
Steelers Ravens was the first one to pop into my head, but I'm also a Steelers
Over
fan, so-
Steelers Bengals though, I feel
Yeah,
like they're-
Steelers Ravens.
Steelers-
You're getting Packers Bears. That's like
Packers Bears is a
But is that an actual rivalry, or is that just because they're the 2 first teams?
We
in the
I
NFL?
feel like we have to put it on the list. with
definitely in the top 5.
I'd say 1 is Steelers Ravens, just like some of the cheap hits, and I think Steelers Bengals is close there
And
too.
those
but
teams are just so similar. They played
Yeah.
so much alike in the early
they're
2000s.
consistently good.
Yeah.
The players perpetuate it year in and year out. Even new players that come in know that they're supposed to hate him. Like, I mean, Hines Ward. Like he basically couldn't walk into the Ravens stadium without people like spitting at him and stuff like that. Like, and it still continued on with how much these like guys don't like each
I
other.
feel like it's Eagles Cowboys, Eagles Giants. Like it's hard to choose between those two.
Yeah, are we gonna limit it to like one team? Like can't do Steelers Ravens, Steelers Bengals, and then
No,
Cowboys?
I say that's fine.
Okay, well then
Okay.
Steelers. I feel like Steelers Ravens.
Well,
and then
what's
the two
next?
Eagles.
What's next?
Eagles Giants or Eagles Cowboys.
I would
if we're
say-
going,
too.
if we're going current, I think you got to throw Chiefs and Bengals out there. Like how many times they played each other at the end of the playoffs and gone back.
What
and
are we
forth,
at
like,
though? Like 3?
I think three
times?
times. So I mean, it's. I mean, if we're talking modern,
all right. Here's another one that I have 2. One of them for later on. One of them I think might be good enough to go here because of history and present. Cowboys Niners. I mean,
this week.
well,
Yeah, just
but
in
no,
general,
think about
yeah.
it. The last few years in the playoffs, Dallas has been sent home, and then you look at the 80s and the 90s. It was those 2 teams in the championship every single year. Like, not kidding, every year. That's my number 2.
So if you're
There's
going
some
back to the-
nasty fans on both
Could
sides
you do?
too.
Could we argue Broncos Patriots with Manning
Eh,
versus
See, I
Brady?
think-
At number 2, though,
I'm
See, I
just
think-
trying to think. Of,
and I feel like Colts
Robert,
Patriots would come before that anyway.
And honestly, if you're looking at it too, like Steelers Raiders, if you're going back to like throughout history, it's like they've played each other so many times, and like they make a big
helmet
deal
catch.
out of it whenever they do play
The Immaculate
with like the
Reception.
Immaculate Reception thing, and then they played again this year. Like, I mean, it.
Franco Harris died.
Yeah, if you look at history, the Steelers and Raiders have been going head to head a lot.
All right, what are we doing at number 2?
I like Cowboys Niners.
Cowboys Niners.
Cowboys
yeah.
Niners. All right,
So
number
we went Steelers, Ravens, Cowboys, Niners.
correct. Number 3
I think we have to put Chicago Packers. Chicago
I think
and
that's
Green
I
Bay
think
there.
that's fair.
over an NFC East one.
Yeah, and then I think it
Then
has.
Eagles.
I think it's Eagles Giants and Eagles Cowboys probably.
Do you think Eagles Giants over Eagles Cowboys?
It's so hard to
I
choose
feel like
between
Eagles
those.
Cowboys would be over Eagles. Giants.
I don't
Eagles
know, some of
Giants is raunchy just because it's the Jersey fans and the Philly fans.
I
So
like
it's-
Eagles Giants. Like
yeah.
even just
The
the, Deshaun
fights,
Jackson like
Was-
punt return is
Yes.
so iconic, and
Wasn't Eagles Cowboys the TO on the star and like knock him over? Was that the
Whoa,
Cowboys?
Terrell.
Was
That was
that?
for-
That was
That
Cowboys
was Cowboys.
Niners.
That was
Yeah,
Cowboys
exactly.
Niners, okay.
Just adding to
I mean,
it.
T.O.
Yeah.
just, I mean, he bounced around at the end of
Yeah,
his career
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit, but
All right. So what are we sticking with 4?
I like Eagles
Yeah,
Giants.
Eagles.
I like
Giants.
Eagles Giants. All
Yeah.
right. Number 5. I want to throw out a handful of ideas. So 1, just because it's kind of simultaneous with the other one, Steelers with Titans / Oilers. Just because they used to be in the same division, and there were a lot of stuff going back to the 70s, 80s, 90s And then even in the 2000s, there's been some good Titans games.
I feel like there's more relevant rivalries than that right now.
Well, hold on. The one that I really want to go to is Ravens Oilers / Titans. Because that has similar history, especially with the early 2000s, the AFC Central.
Yeah, some on the logo.
Plus, recently, yes, you have the Derrick Henry 200-yard game. That was Lamar's MVP season, correct? Where they sent him home packing?
I think it might
Yeah,
have been,
so there's recency and I don't know. I feel like that might be a good one at 5.
Yeah. What about the Ravens and their training staff? or the Ravens and the injured reserve? I think that might be number 5.
That's more of a marriage than a rivalry.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like each
The
other.
Browns and drafting
Steelers
quarterbacks.
Patriots, you can't say 'cause it wasn't that
Wait,
long.
keep this bit going though. This is good. Keep it going.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
like-
More.
yeah.
I need more.
Colts Patriots, like
Trying
I feel like that's more of a Manning.
Someone versus the Rams.
It's more of a quarterback v quarterback than a team v team
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So, what are you guys? What are some other ones that
Chiefs
you're?
Bengals has to be on there. That's been huge the past like 2 or 3 years.
that would be my
But I
vote.
think it's just the last 2 years. That's it.
But it's notable though, like the Burrowhead thing and
I don't know.
It's because Mike Kilden's a little idiot.
Good choice of words.
Well, I'm trying to think of how did they
No,
how did they describe Tyreek Chris Jones on the podcast? He's like that little man. I forget.
Yeah, little man, I think.
I was trying to think of
I
what
don't
he
know.
said on the podcast.
What are some
with Kelsey
rivalries that you're
Brothers.
thinking of?
I mean, I just think of Steelers Bengals. Just like growing up, it was like 2000, early 2010s. It was like Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. It was just guys like flying their
They
helmets
killed
at each
Antonio
other.
Brown.
I mean, they would just like it's like across the
They
middle. There's
injured
perfect.
Big Ben.
Yeah,
Juju Smith-Schuster.
like perfect against the
Shazier
Steelers
got
is just like
paralyzed
a
on their
rivalry.
field,
Yeah.
Oh,
basically.
Shazier.
Shazier. It didn't lead to a fight, but
Was it a
Shazier
playoff? When did Big Ben get hurt and they were
It was
cheering
playoff
him
game.
on?
That was
AJ
the
McCarron's
perfect
game.
Like I hate
They were
the
throwing
Steelers,
beer bottles
and that
at
was
them,
like
yeah.
I think I probably text you guys. All right, I'm cheering for the Steelers now because they're booing Big Ben off. Like that was terrible.
That might have been one of the most intense games I've ever watched.
You and me were jumping up. That's when we had Antoine Blank, like the worst starting cornerback ever.
That
not
was
pick.
the year with the Killer Bees where it could have happened because Bell got hurt. Yeah. They were Fitzgerald Toussaint
Bryant
fumble
had that
away from
great
beating
catch.
the Super Bowl champs.
I mean, if we're doing, I think Steelers Bengals.
Like, dude, that could have been like best
All right,
catch ever.
I don't know if we're gonna agree,
Yeah.
so everybody one by one, I think, gets to say their own 5. Luke, you first.
I'm gonna still go with the Bengals Chiefs.
Bengals,
I'm
Chiefs.
going Steelers Bengals.
I'm gonna go Oilers / Titans, Ravens,
I'm going Broncos versus Patriots.
Broncos, Patriots.
Odell versus Josh Norman.
All right, give us a
No,
real
but
one.
for real, I mean, at this point,
Odell versus the
I
field
think
goal
I'm
kick
going-
net or whatever that was.
I think I'm going Bengals Steelers. I like
Bengals,
Eli's argument. Like, based on the time that we grew up in, like that was like, I mean, how many times the Bengals injured the Steelers is just like, I mean, I think cemented in everybody's head. Vontaze Burfict kicking Roosevelt Nix in the head, like as he's laying on
Forgot
the
about
ground,
that.
breaking Ben's collarbone 2 different times, tearing Le'Veon Bell's ACL 2 or 3 times, the concussions, like. I mean, it's hard to not say that that's, I mean, got to be that 5.
And whenever you hear AFC North coaches and players talk, they always say the Steelers Ravens, there was mutual respect. Like Terrell Suggs and Ben, one of their last games against each other, they went and hugged each other and did a jersey swap. The Bengals and the Steelers, there's no respect there.
pure blood.
Yeah, they hate each other. But all right, that was a fun segment.
Yeah,
Way
that
to
was a
do
good
the
one.
Audible.
Good audible.
They do.
He has him on his fantasy team, but
They could
I don't
throw it
disagree.
against the
But
Jets. I'm not saying
All
because
right, Omaha! Time for an audible.
all right, I need my whoopee.
All right. It's time for you guys to settle the debate once and for all. You can both be on one side or another, or all be on one side. Did Dez catch it or drop it?
I'm
saying he caught it.
Caught me off guard.
I'll say by the rules at that time, he did not catch it, but in my own personal opinion, he did. So I thought it was called correctly, but it was a catch.
I say catch.
I mean, I agree. I think it's like by rule, like it's almost like the Jesse James thing. It's like you have to complete the
PTSD.
you have to complete the catch and the rule at the time, and it hit the ground and moved a little, and so I'll say no. But I mean, I think that should be a catch, but by rule, it wasn't.
One day I'm going to tell my kids where I was when Jesse James caught the touchdown. That did not count.
Where were you?
I was at my great uncle Jim's house in Cleveland. I was excited. Juju just ripped off a long play. Steelers finally beat New England in the regular season. we would have been the number 1 seed last season with Le'Veon. AB was going to win MVP. All right, I'm going to get choked up, Josie. Go ahead.
As a Cowboys hater, I've always said that Dez didn't catch it, but I also retain that Jesse James caught the ball. So by that logic, yeah, I mean he caught it. I mean when you're playing without instant replay in that situation, it's a catch. When we get to, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people talk about is like when you get too deep into the instant replay, he didn't catch it, but then aren't you kind of taking an aspect of football away? So like I get that like he didn't catch it by the rule, but I mean, I think in situations like that, like the human in people tells you that he did catch it. So I don't know. I think analytics and stat people say he didn't, and people who feel the game more, like I don't know, they say he
I
did.
don't care about feelings.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to check in and see how our analytics person.
I feel like he caught it.
Said facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah, I just
Aiden.
wanted to hear our analytics person perspective. All right, friendly.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we got a little off topic. It's just so fun to talk about bad teams.
Yeah, could go on for days. Going to a team.
Omaha!
All right.
Time for our Audible segment. You guys know what this coming Sunday is? It's National Tight Ends Day. So
I feel like wait, hold on.
That's gonna be so
Every
annoying to
single
hear
day
on,
is
yeah.
National Tight Ends Day. I swear, I pull up on my Instagram and every
third
single week.
Sunday in October.
I can't
Okay.
wait for the Kittle and the like Kelsey segments on Fox all day.
Mic'd up stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, top 5 tight ends of all time. And if Heath Miller's not on the list, then I'm not listening to you.
All right, he's not on the list.
All right.
I'm such a big Heath Miller fan, but no, he's not a Hall of Famer, so he's not going to be top 5 on the list.
Jesse James, Pat Fryermuth, Mike
Yeah, all
Gesicki.
All right,
Gronk.
Are we starting off at 1?
You guys go for
Are you
it.
guys gonna
Yeah.
mix
I'm
that
not
up?
going to be very
All right,
helpful
I'm gonna
either.
Try to agree,
But
or-
Gronk,
Oh, we're doing so. All right, number 1, I think is Tony's still.
Tony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
I would go Gronk.
I think Gronk is just so dominant.
I think that
I feel like him and Gonzalez are just so close. Like if Gonzalez like actually had like Brady with him, he'd be way better.
I honestly might be wrong because I don't watch a ton of Tony Gonzalez highlights, but how many times did did Gonzalez just line up like on the like they would just
He was their
motion
receiver. He wasn't
Gronkowski out to in the corner at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it would be lobbed to Gronk, and he would
It's
just
scary.
like go up and just
Gronk is
bring it down.
intimidating.
All right, if you guys want Gronk in 1, I understand it. I just feel
I just
like
think he's so
Tony is
dominant.
just-
I think we're gonna agree on 3, and then it's gonna get a little messy.
I
So
would
number
put Gronk at 1.
number 2, it comes down to the 2 Chiefs legends, Tony Gonzalez
which
for
that's
Travis
just-
Kelce.
It's tough with the
I would
top
go
3.
Tony over Travis right now.
I would probably go Tony over Travis just because I wouldn't want to be called out for recency bias
Yeah.
and being a young fan. So
I would do that too, but I mean, even Rob said if Kelsey has like another year like last year, he's the best tight end.
I mean, he gets 1,000 yards every single year, and that used to be unheard of for tight
and you
ends.
see right now the Chiefs don't have him; they suck.
Yeah. I mean, Travis's career isn't over, so that has to play an aspect in it. But at the same time, like, Tony Gonzalez didn't have Patrick Mahomes. I got to go Tony at 2. He didn't have Patrick Mahomes.
No, I didn't realize
he really
Travis
did.
is still like 33, 34. I didn't know he was that
Yeah.
old. I thought he was like 32 at most.
Been in
this
the
year.
league since 2013,
People try
but
to-
he missed
yeah.
his rookie year.
People try to forget his early years because it was rough. Like, I mean, as far as like the penalties and the taunting and different things like that, there was a lot of issues with Travis Kelce in those first couple of years. I think he like threw his towel at a ref. Like when the ref threw a flag on him, he threw his towel back at the ref. He might have chucked a flag up into the stands.
was
a la
Peters.
From,
Peters, yeah.
From 1999 to 2013, Tony Gonzalez missed 1 Pro Bowl, and in that year he had 83 catches for 867 yards and 6
He was,
touchdowns.
he was
Yeah,
probably
like,
injured that year
And he,
too. For a
and he
couple
didn't have
games.
Patrick Mahomes.
No, he
So
played all
I,
6
Tony's
times,
at
but-
2.
So Tony
Tony's
2, Travis 3.
Travis
we,
has to be
we
Travis.
good?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right.
Have Gronk at 1, right?
Dude,
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
go
yeah.
Gates at 4. I think Gates is 4.
All right, well, so now you have guys,
I might.
Shannon Sharp, Antonio Gates, Jason
Oh, I forgot about
Witten.
Sharp.
If
Dan
we want to
Witten.
go
I'm a
old,
Kellen Winslow guy.
I don't know
Kellen
if I'm
Winslow,
sold at-
John
Yeah.
Mackey going all
I
the
don't
way
know if
back
I'm
to
sold
their
at Kelsey at 3.
Really?
With
Okay.
all those
Dick
guys you
Butkus.
just. I'm fine because like I think I like Shannon Sharp at like I don't. I think
I
he's got.
forgot.
I
Shannon
like
Sharp.
So
Antonio
Shannon
Gates.
still has more Super Bowls
Jason
than
Witten
Kelsey.
was fine. I don't
Did
think
anybody
Jason
say Mike
Witten's 3,
Ditka?
but-
Because he's definitely
No,
in my top
there
5.
you go.
Mike
Ozzie
Dick-
Newsome. Ozzie Newsome
Mike
too.
Dick is in my top 5. I'll just throw that out there now.
Maybe Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham's so underrated, but I don't even
Yeah,
think
I love
he's
very
Jimmy. I love Jimmy
but-
Graham, but
like people forget.
yeah.
But
All right, Shannon Sharp or Gonzalez.
Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed.
Gates.
Well, Eli's not sure if
Tyler Eifert.
No, I'm fine with keeping Kelsey at 3, but
this is
don't
what
know
I
if
mean,
I'm-
Luke. Like,
I don't know
I
if it's
love Heath
automatic.
Miller. He was my favorite football player. But, like, these guys are all Hall of Famers who are going to be Hall of Famers.
Good with this.
I just, whenever I think of Heath Miller, I think of just like he was so reliable. Like, he was
reliable. But
All right, well, come on, guys. We got to finish this list.
it's Gates or Sharp, dude. But I, think it
I
gotta
like
be
Witten too.
I do too, but I think Gates had
But then,
way better
we're
career.
completely missing
I gotta
on
look up
older
Sharps.
guys. We're missing.
So let's keep a common era because there's so many and we need to minimize this conversation. Let's go with like people
like,
that played in
what-
2000 and
No
on.
offense, Mike Ditka, but what's he doing in the current NFL?
Like punching people in the face is what he's doing. Are you kidding me? One of the
Like
most
running a
aggressive,
5.340.
What, I was gonna say one of the most aggressive, strong tight ends you'll ever see.
Linebacker, D lineman would probably outrun him, even in Ditka's prime, don't you think?
They can
Like,
punch to the
easily.
mouth.
all right, so are we kicking out
Yeah, just do
Aussie
2000s.
too? Aussie 2000s. No, we got to do.
If
played
they
in the
played in the
2000s.
2000s.
Like,
No,
so
you guys only.
No, we can
want-
do all time,
Yeah.
but like when you're comparing, like it depends. Are we comparing them like in their era, or
I mean, like
just,
Sharp going into like playing in the 2000s.
All right,
too.
this is what we did for the rivalries. 1, we got Gronk. 2, we have Tony. 3,
No, we're fine. That's all right.
we got Kelsey. Everyone lists their number 4. Starting with you, Josie. Hotspot.
Shannon Sharp.
Gates.
I'll go Sharp.
I was gonna go Gates.
Luke, tiebreaker.
So that means that
Gates
they're
or Sharp?
definitely
Okay.
Well, it's 2 and 2 right now.
Well, okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot again.
Oh,
Let me
All right,
let me cherry
Wait,
pick
no,
some
it's
stats.
Eli and Josie's turn though. Nah.
Best of
We
3.
need to-
all right. Hurry up, hurry up.
Eli, rock, paper, scissors, best of 3.
All right, Shannon
so-
4.
Sharp's at 3. Sharp's at 4.
And then 5.
Gates, right?
Are we
'Cause
just gonna do
I think
Gates?
Gates.
I'm
I mean,
going
we
Gates as 5.
Gates-
I mean, over 100 touchdowns is hard to.
That's
argue,
true. And then
yeah,
we already did like
That's
a
all
million
right.
honorable
Shannon Sharp had
mentions, so-
62 though.
You know who I was saying? Quiet.
Come on, like what are we doing?
don't be a schmuck.
No.
Like tight ends are
Not like
expected to
top 10,
perform
not
in the
like
red
top 5,
zone,
bro.
right?
He's very underrated to me.
Expected to run block too.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Not just play
Antonio
basketball.
Gates was a
All right,
basketball
instead of playing
player, like-
basketball in the red zone, I mean,
Freak athlete,
He was absolutely. I love Antonio Gates.
where did
I think
we
Sharp's
but not as much as.
think
But
Sharp's
Gates
better.
isn't annoying on television.
That's fair.
True.
Well, he does. He doesn't. Never mind.
You sure you don't
I'm
want to
not
switch
gonna
on
do an
over to? I mean, 60. What was it? How many did Gates have?
If you guys want to keep it going,
like
we
the big
could do
flip
it,
out in there.
top 5 current as well.
All right, do you guys want to do Cop 5 current right now?
116 touchdowns to 62 touchdowns. That's almost double.
Life's about more than just touchdowns.
Okay, let's
Look at
some other
Julio's not a Hall of Famer then.
Career yards.
We're going off of
What was
touchdowns.
the biggest knock? Julio couldn't catch touchdowns. He dropped wide open touchdowns. Biggest stage.
Gates
All right.
has like 1,500 more yards than Sharp too.
Okay. New subject. Top 5 current tight ends. Kelsey 1, right? 2.
Kittle,
2, I feel
Yeah,
like it's
Kittle.
still Kittle just because of the
Yeah.
blocking.
Andrews.
3,
Yeah,
I would say
Andrews.
Andrews.
Or Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I would argue, yeah.
4 Hawkinson. Do you disagree?
No, I'm fine with
5
this
is
so far
Goddard,
until like
but, I
you
mean,
bring
Waller?
somebody up.
No, I don't think
Not
it will.
currently.
I mean, he should be, but the Giants aren't
Goddard,
using him well.
Goddard.
I would probably go Goddard.
The only other person who I can see arguing it if he had a year like he did last year is Fireman.
Brenton Strange did have his first touchdown
Oh
this
my
past
God.
weekend.
Nah, but I think top 5, we kind of nailed that. That was almost unanimous. But,
Yeah.
but good audible, Luke. But, all right.
Omaha. Time for an audible. Top 5 NFL past or current stadiums.
We going off of history, environment? What? Do you guys
What?
wanna
Yeah.
go
What's
off
the
of?
like? I mean,
It's
it's
going
are we
off
going?
environment. I
I mean, number one's got to be
Environment.
Lambeau, right?
And if we're going history, yeah.
History and environment, I would say even today.
You think environment over?
I mean, it's pretty
KC?
wild.
Their environment.
I mean, the fact that every
Arrowhead,
single
dude?
the fact that like every
Yeah,
single
but
person
Lambeau-
there is a part
Lambeau's-
owner.
Lambeau's just so cool.
Lambeau, it's on my bucket list to go
Freezing
to Lambeau.
Oh,
cold
me
in
too.
like
Right.
November.
Yeah,
and
dude.
they don't have it's basically a college stadium almost.
Yeah.
All right. What past stadiums will we do here?
Past stadium.
3 Rivers
I would
has to
say
be.
Three Rivers.
Candlestick. I don't even. What was Dallas?
Coliseum. The Coliseum. Oh,
The
I don't know,
Coliseum.
but the Coliseum maybe.
And I'm not saying any of those three should be on the list, but
Yeah.
those are the only
Dude,
past ones.
the only past team I remember was the Vikings when they got destroyed by snow.
Oh yeah.
Like you have to include SoFi just because of how ridiculous. Like it is the
pretty
future.
dope.
Allegiant.
Like even if
See,
you're
I
gonna,
like Allegiance. I
Yeah,
think
but
Allegiant
see,
Stadium is
either
the
one of
coolest
those two, you
in the
just
league.
have to
then you
put
got
at like
put
number
Allegiant
5
and then
at
you got
least.
put Minnesota's in there, 'cause
Minnesota's US Bank.
the
But I
bank.
say we just
Minnesota
include one or
broke,
two
like,
of
the market
those
for
and then
stadiums
filter
like
the
that.
rest with history and environment. instead
So
of-
can we all agree that number 1 is Lambeau? Is that something
Yeah,
that
I'm
we're?
good.
Number
I'm good
2
with
is
that.
Arrowhead though. Dude, Arrowhead's
I mean, I don't
nuts.
necessarily disagree with that.
Arrowhead's
How long?
nuts.
Can you look up how long Arrowhead? How is that their long-term stadium? Because
Yeah.
like how long? Like because like at this point, like early 2000s is a long time ago.
Yeah,
Like Heinz
yeah.
Field is old.
Yeah.
Which by the way, Heinz
And
Field's
if-
not
if-
going
if
on.
we're-
Acrisure.
opened in
Hate-
1972.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
hate
I mean
it.
that's
Arrowhead
been around
opened in
forever.
So
1972.
Arrowhead's number 2.
All right, yeah, I think that has to be
that's
number
number
2.
two.
I mean,
Because
if
right
we're-
now it's the most.
if we're doing
dominant.
environment
Soldier.
too, you
Nobody
have to-
mentioned Soldier Field. I think it's garbage. As far as
It's like-
what it looks like,
I think it
'Cause
kind of
it's
looks
old.
cool on the
It's
inside.
old,
I think it kind of looks. It's old, but it
It's
looks
so
kind of cool to
his-
me.
Oh, FedEx guys, come on! Everybody knows
Shut
FedEx
up.
Field is the
Shut
best
up.
one.
What about Jerry's World? Just because it's Jerry's World.
Wait, and also worst stadium. Worst stadium.
That's FedEx. FedEx is the worst field. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never been there, but the stories I've heard of it, it's FedEx Field. It's Washington D.C.
I'm
Second
putting-
worst is the Jet Stadium, probably. 'Cause
MetLife.
Yeah,
But from a fan perspective, MetLife's fine. It's just from a player's
the
perspective.
outside
you're
of it's
right,
so ugly looking. I don't know. It looks weird.
I mean, there was probably like some NFL team in like 1950 that was playing in like or an AFL team that was playing in like a pure crap.
Ran out of
Also,
words
I've heard Jacksonville Stadium is awful as well.
It's pretty
What,
bad.
you don't like the swimming pool?
I was about to
Really?
say,
You know?
only thing in it.
Hey,
They don't clean that crap.
I bet they do. I don't think that
All
they.
right. So do we say Lambeau? Do we agree on
Lambeau.
Arrowhead?
Yeah.
Arrowhead at 2.
If we're going off environment, we might have
Seattle.
to do Seattle because
Oh,
of the environment.
Seattle
12th man.
is So nice.
Yeah, but Arrowhead's louder than
What's
them.
Seattle
so
called
I'll
now?
put-
It used to be CenturyLink. Now what is it?
Yeah, I don't know what they call it now. I just
But
It's
at 3
Pfizer.
though. At 3 though.
It's the Pfizer Stadium.
Actually,
No, that's Arrowhead. Sorry.
Lumen
Mr.
Field.
Pfizer.
Hello, man.
The Seattle stadium is nice though.
At number 3.
I think Seattle Stadium, like when you think just playoffs, like that
are you
Marshawn
thinking like
Lynch,
Legion
like,
Boom and everything?
yeah,
at the
like
time?
that is nuts. Those NFC
fair.
Championship
It's-
Yeah,
games.
but yeah,
it is the
just
loudest
but you
stadium.
could you could
Chiefs
you
and
could argue
12s are the
you
are the
could
loudest.
argue
Alright.
Chiefs is like that now.
If we're
like
going off
Legion
of
Boom,
environment,
if we're
I'm
going.
fine with
It's
it.
also just
It was
very
different.
unique built stadium. Like none of them look like that.
Right.
It was built to be loud.
Keep
Yeah,
the state,
yeah.
keep the sound in. I think
That's fair.
because
I
like
don't
you
have a
say,
problem
that's
with that.
Arrowhead now, but there was something just maybe it's just a
Arrowhead,
defensive
Oh,
thing.
it stop.
Maybe it's just the defensive thing with Legion of Boom, but I just love.
I mean,
watching
I'm
those
fine with
playoff
flip
games
flopping
in
them,
Seattle.
but to me, like I can't compare those two because they're just.
So we have
both so
Lambeau,
loud.
Arrowhead, Seattle.
I think Arizona might be an honorable mention with the
Their stadium's
roof
cool.
opens
The
up.
retractable roof.
Oh, I mean, I might be biased because I've been there, but like Lucas Oil is massive.
Oh, yeah.
I think that stadium's cool. Just the
Lucas-
outside looks stupid.
Dude, Lucas Oil
Looks
is
like a factory.
so massive.
Like to me,
Yeah.
the new Tennessee Stadium, I think like it's.
But that doesn't even exist yet. That doesn't even
No,
exist
I'm just
yet.
saying like that's why I feel
All
like
right,
Lucas
so
looks
we have those
stupid.
three. Do we want to throw SoFi in there, or
think
do we
we-
want
I
to? Or
I
we
think
want to
we
do
have to
Allegiant?
SoFi.
Because I think we should do
Yeah, I think you
Allegiant
do one of
or
those. Yeah, I don't
SoFi.
think
Do you
you
want to?
both.
Do we want to just do a tie?
Do a tie, yeah. The new age. We'll do the new age ones.
Yeah.
Both of them.
And I don't know. We're getting a little heavy, but Minnesota even.
Yeah,
Could
I mean, we could throw off the. We'll just say the new age stadiums,
Yeah, yeah.
the new ones that are the
No,
new
we-
domes.
I forgot Atlanta's too. We got
The old
if we're gonna
Georgia
throw
Dome.
Atlanta's
Atlanta.
is pretty dope.
No,
I've
what's
been there
five?
for the Peach
Chick-fil-A Bowl?
Yeah, the
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A
Peach
Bowl.
Bowl. Well, all right, five.
Heinz at 5.
No,
No,
No?
you can't do
Okay.
that. It's-
Oh,
I'm
that's
putting
all
that at
biased.
worst. I would.
Oh, I'm
put-
sorry. I meant Three Rivers. I didn't mean to say Heinz.
Okay, I mean Three Rivers. You have the Immaculate Reception,
What's
and
Three Rivers
it was
gonna look like?
it was pretty.
It was like a circle dome.
Yeah,
not the dome.
not a dome, but
What do you hate
Coliseum
Heinz
almost.
so much?
It's not
It's-
that good, dude.
it's ugly. The seats aren't pretty.
What's
Nothing.
Heinz?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Acrisure.
Sure.
I mean, like, it may not be pretty, but the environment.
Especially on a Pitt football Saturday with
Listen,
5,000 people in the
People who
crowd.
say what's Heinz is like, listen, the Steelers were Heinz Field at one point. It's like saying that RG3 played for the Commanders. RG3 did not play for
I'm
the
just
Commanders.
playing,
RG3 played for the Redskins.
That
Say what
is-
you want
No,
about
I
the
still
name.
call it Heinz.
I would
That-
put First Energy, the Brown
stadium's
Stadium,
so
and that
weird
same
looking.
FedEx. So there's three bad ones.
Dude, the Raiders
don't-
Stadium with
Oh
the
my
baseball
gosh.
field at the
Oh
bottom.
my
Yeah, the
I hated
Oakland
watching games with
Coliseum.
that dirt on the
Oakland
field.
Coliseum was bad.
We're doing
It's
a lot.
so-
Better.
it
We're,
looks
we're
like
having a lot easier with the
It looks
crappy.
like
I don't like
Three
any-
Rivers looks like the Coliseum.
I don't like any
Was
Coliseums.
that the ath-
I don't even like LA
athletics,
Coliseum.
baseball
that's kinda
team? Is that
ugly.
where
Yeah.
the Raiders played with the
Yeah.
athletics?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oakland
When they
Coliseum.
were open.
I don't like any Coliseums
What about
because you're
us
so
finding
far
spots?
away from the
Oh, we
field.
didn't say Jerry's World. Should we say
Yeah,
Jerry's
Jerry
World?
World's
Yeah,
at 5.
Jerry World at 5.
And then for our
Easy.
fifth of the worst, San Diego's old stadium, didn't they just like have like random teams' jerseys like all around?
Yeah,
Sounds right.
It was like a soccer field, I think. Or
they
no,
played on
they
a
played
soccer
at
field.
they played on a soccer
Yeah.
field in between.
While they're
that
waiting
and
for
all that.
SoFi.
Yeah.
But
Chargers old state.
good stuff.
You're a train?
Good Audible.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I got more like heated than I thought, or not heated, but good conversation sparked out of it.
That doesn't look that bad.
Hey Christian, what is it?
It's a Chargers stadium. Old one.
I don't like it,
Kind of looks like Three Rivers a little bit.
but it doesn't have the history.
That's
It
fair.
doesn't have history, but it looks like
But it's
it.
not Pittsburgh.
Amen.
Facts.